Good morning, welcome back to my channel. I'm filming today one of your favorite styles of video, the what I eat in a day videos. I haven't done one of these editions since Bowie was born, so I wanted to do a little updated what I eat in a day. I'm now 6 months postpartum, and the last one was from when I was about 40 weeks pregnant. So I'd probably say I'm eating a little bit differently now, given I don't have a baby taking up all my stomach space. So yeah, follow along and I'm gonna show you guys my current what I eat in a day with full recipes, because I know you guys love when there's full recipes inside the videos. And yeah, stay tuned for this fun video. If you watched the last video I shared, we were showing Bowie's baby-led weenie. How long's it been now, hey? It's been a month. What have you got in your hand? How's it going?
Horribly. It's
not going so well, is it? No, he's okay. He's interested in the finger foods and putting them in his mouth. Not really eating them, but playing with them. Hey. But we try to also make some purees or some soft foods to spoon feed him, just because I want to get more nutrition. But he's not interested in it. Are you? He doesn't like when we spoon. So, home from my morning walk and coffee, and it's time to have breakfast. I'm having my pink lemonade while I have my breakfast. So that's lemon juice and body bloom. I just squeeze half a lemon into here with some cold water and a heaped teaspoon of the body bloom powder. Helps me get in some probiotics, some prebiotics, as well as hydrating vitamin C to have with my supplements as well, and all around delicious. It's just a nice morning habit I like to incorporate, which just sets me up to feel good for the rest of the day. So for breakfast, I go through little obsessions, and I think a couple of weeks ago, my obsession was tofu scramble. Last week and this week, my obsession is homemade baked beans. So I prepped these. That's what I love about this. You can prep it on a Sunday and have breakfast for this would be enough for 3 days, but you could double batch and have it for the whole week. But I just like to prep it for the start of the week. Takes 15 minutes to cook, super quick and super delicious, really filling because the beans are packed with fiber as well as protein, and there's all vitamin C rich tomatoes and onion and garlic, and yeah, it's just really delicious. So the recipe for my beans is actually from my first cookbook, ELSA'S Wholesome Life. It is the Hearty baked beans, and I'll pop the recipe up on the screen here so you guys can screenshot it and check it out. Otherwise, you can check out my cookbook. It's on Apple iBooks, so you can get the ebook version for $16, or you can get the hard copy off our website in store in Australia or on Amazon if you're overseas. So to have my Hearty baked beans, I'm gonna heat up about 1 cup. Bowie's learning to crawl, so he's very noisy in the background, I'm sure you can hear. I'm gonna heat up a cup of it on the stove, and we have some fresh sourdough bread that we bought on the weekend. So this is the bread we buy from our coffee shop that we just had coffee at, and I'm gonna toast 1 thick slice of that to have with my beans. So to serve my Hearty baked beans this morning, I'm gonna have some fresh avocado. This one's not quite ripe, so I have a little tiny bit of shitty avocado left over, which is fine. I'm also going to have it with some vegan feta. This is the one that I buy from my supermarket, bio feta. And it's these nice cubes crumbled on top. I'm also gonna have some fresh mint to garnish. Not necessary, you don't have to use fresh herbs, but I just think it tastes really nice. And I'm also going to garnish it with my little pot of micro herbs. I've had this for weeks in the fridge, and I just keep watering it, and it's living forever. I'm loving that. Now, to go with my breakfast, I'm a bit of a savory plus sweet kind of thing in the mornings. So I like to have 1 piece of bread with my beans, and then I like to also have a delicious smoothie to go with it. Yes, Bowie, what do you think? I'm gonna have to do some digging to get the frozen bananas because I pre-prepped some this morning and they won't be frozen. But I'm making one for Alex and I, so I'm doing 2 bananas And I'm gonna top it up with some ice cubes. So I'm gonna make it a delicious chocolatey smoothie today. So I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of chocolate protein. This is what I'm using. I made myself some flaxseed meal. So it's just ground down flax seeds. That way you get all of the goodness from your flax. Oh, actually, that's coconut sugar. Sorry, that's the flax meal. It looks a lot like coconut sugar. So if you have some flax seeds at home, just make like a smallish batch of the flax meal and keep some of it in the seeds and then just grind it just so it keeps more fresh. And then I'm also adding in 2 teaspoons of hemp seeds. Inside all of these seeds are the good omega fatty acids. And so I like to add them to my smoothies. Also, like sprinkling them on salads and stuff is good. And the final ingredient of my smoothie is some oat milk. So I am going to just top it up basically to get 3/4 of the way up with the ingredients, like that. And then you can always add more. You can't take away, so always start with less. And then if you need to make it runnier or blend better, you can add a bit more. So since this is like a side smoothie, I just fill this up halfway and give Alex the other half, because I want it just to be like a little snack on the side. Okay, now my toast's ready, so it's time to assemble my breakfast. So I've got my slice of toast, and I'm gonna put the baked beans on top, some avocado, and I need to get out one of these, which I'm going to crumble, and I'm gonna garnish with some mint leaves and some of these guys that are just holding on for dear life. And I almost forgot some pepper. And that is my breakfast. Wholesome, hearty, baked beans, topped with some good healthy fats, and my delicious chocolate protein smoothie. Bowie's come to join us. You excited? What have you got? Whoa, sweet Hearty. Yum. So it's currently 1:30 and I've been waiting for Bowie to wake up to have a bit of lunch with him. I prepped some pumpkin and sweet potato in the oven for us both, just baked in avocado oil, no salt, so that Bowie can have some. But I'm still waiting for him to wake up, so I'm just gonna make my lunch. I'm having a toasty for lunch. This is like my favorite go-to. Sometimes I have it for breakfast, sometimes lunch, especially when I have fresh sourdough in the house, because one fault of this fresh delicious bread is that it doesn't last very long, so we like to, when we get it, try and eat it up as quick as possible if we don't get a chance to pre-freeze some of the bread. So I'm gonna make myself a toasty using the sourdough, and I also pre-baked this for the week so I can use it on toasties or add it to literally anything. I just love pumpkin as like a little staple. I am also putting a bunch of other stuff that I had in the fridge on my toasty. Red onion, tomato. This is the vegan cheese I swear by, delicious. I have some fresh baby spinach leaves. What else have I got? I made Bowie a little chickpea puree, so I've got a little bit that I kept aside. I basically split the can into 3. I put some aside for my toasties, I put some in his puree, and then the rest I put inside my baked bean dish that I had for breakfast. So I used up the rest of the can in that along with the white beans. I also have this store-bought pesto. It is a vegan pesto, and I've had this for a few weeks now, and I've just literally been chucking it in everything that I possibly can. It's really delicious. I'm going to mash the chickpeas with my pumpkin, and I've also got some olive oil to put on the bread to go into the sandwich toaster. Oh, look who's waking up. Hey, someone looks super sleepy. there is my toasty I'm having for lunch. All it is missing is a sprinkle of chili. This is all the chili that I have at the moment. Our chili flakes are way too crazy. So I'm putting some of this Japanese chili on top. And I might also garnish it with a little salt flake. Delicious. What are you having now? Talk us through your lunch.
A Fable, ready to heat. Chili con carne, there we go.
There you go, because you're all about convenience. Also, there wasn't enough bread for you.
That too, yeah.
So it's currently actually only 4 p.m. in the afternoon, but we're gonna prep our dinner now so that it's all good to go tonight after we put Bowie to bed, just to save some time for us. So I'm gonna show you guys one of my favorite recipes right now. It is a vegan teriyaki mince dish that we serve on rice. I posted the recipe on my blog a couple of weeks ago, and I'm gonna cook it again because I just love this dish and it's so easy and quick, and I wanted to show you guys how I make it. I'll put the link in the description to the full recipe so you can come back and get it anytime, but I'll show you how I make it and what ingredients, and yeah, this will be our delicious dinner tonight. So first up, I'm gonna make the fresh sambal, and what I love about this element of the dish is it adds like a fresh, zesty, crunchy, kind of like a salad, I'd call it, because it's fresh, on top of the cooked saucy mince dish. So it's like adding all the veggies in, they're fresh, so you're getting all that good vitamin C, and it's just got so much flavor on top, and it really just like takes this dish to the next level. And you can pre-prep this, pop it in a bowl, stir it all together, and you can set it aside. So if you're prepping it now, you can set it aside, put it in the fridge on its own, and then good to go later when you cook dinner. So into the sambal, I have red capsicum, cucumber, zest and juice of a lime, and I'm also gonna throw in a long red chili as well for a little bit of spice. Some fresh herbs. So in my recipe, I use both coriander and mint. You can use coriander or mint, you can use both. You can throw in any herb that you like, but this is my favorite little combination. We also have some coconut sugar, and finally some salt. Okay, so we've just prepped the fresh sambal, as you just seen. I'm gonna pop that in the fridge, and then I'm gonna get started on the veggie mince part of the dish. So I like to always prep all my ingredients so they're all ready to go, and then I can just cook it all together. So for the veggie mince part of the dish, we have a carrot to dice. We've got 1 long chili to finely slice. In my recipe, I used just shiitake mushrooms, but I could only find a mushroom medley. This is close enough because there is shiitake and there's a few other Asian variety of mushrooms in there, so they'll be perfect. The mince doesn't need any prepping. I do have a suggestion on the blog for a version where you can use TVP or tofu instead, but for today I'm using the mince because it's full of flavor. I have some onion, which I'm going to finely dice, grate some fresh ginger, and I'm also gonna put in a crushed garlic clove. And then for the sauces, of course, we have teriyaki sauce, and I've also got some soy sauce in there. So all of my ingredients for the mince part of the dish are prepped. I've just measured out 1 cup of jasmine rice. That's my preferred serving method. But you could honestly have this dish on anything. You can make cauliflower rice if you're trying to keep it low carb. You could do it on noodles, which I think would be really delicious, on some ramen noodles, I reckon. Or you could have it on quinoa, brown rice, whatever. I'm serving it traditionally with some jasmine rice. So I'm just gonna cook that as per the packet instructs, and then I'm gonna start to fry up the base of my dish. So I should probably mention the vegan mince that I use is by a brand called V2. Discovered this one from Marley Spoon Boxes, and I really like it. I'm heating up a pan with some oil now, and then I'm gonna cook off like the onion, garlic, ginger, and chili with the mushrooms. And once they're pretty much half cooked, I'm gonna add in the mince and fry it all together until the mince is golden and crispy. So now I've cooked all the elements, and as I said, I've prepped this so that we can have dinner later tonight once we put Bowie to bed, and then dinner's already cooked, we can just reheat it. But I'm gonna construct one of the bowls now so I can show you guys how to present it. So it's time to heat up dinner. Fresh sambal, which will just go on top. Going to reheat the rice, and then I'm also going to heat the mince dish in a separate pan.
No, whoa. There we go. Thank you.
And dinner is done. Reheated. It's a good reheat meal, and if you have leftovers, it would make a great lunch. That's our dinner tonight. We always, if you regularly watch, you'd know we always sit here for dinners, don't we? Why do we do this?
Uncomfortable way it's all me.
I love it. I literally just love just camping out on a pillow with the oat, the dinner, and the husband. Now, it wouldn't be a current what I eat in a day without some dessert, because lately, I don't know what, but like something's got into us, and every night, Alex? Literally every night. Yes! I'd honestly say every night, where we've been having those dessert things. So we've been having these little, they're like a vegan, there's a rice pudding, there's a caramel, and there's a chocolate, like a chocolate mousse. And you buy them in the supermarket. They're actually out of stock at the moment, hence this is what I'm having tonight. Pan of chocolate. Never tried this one. Looks good. Again, picked it up from the supermarket. But these things I wanted to show you guys because they are so good. That's the brand. That one's delicious. There's like 3 different varieties. Couldn't find them, but you guys need to find them. And then I get some chocolate chips, some vegan chocolate chips, sprinkle them on top, and you have yourself a very delicious small dessert that is just like the perfect little snack before bed. That was a big rant about a dessert which I couldn't find in the supermarket to show you guys. So I'm gonna have a couple of scoops of this, and I'm gonna put my chocolate chips on top too. Very simple, and it's just gonna hit the spot, I reckon. Dessert finished, and we still haven't picked something to watch on Netflix/Stan. Pretty much our entire evenings consist of us scrolling for something to watch, and we can never find anything to watch, and then we just end up in bed. So anyway, dessert's done, and oh, don't put that there, Odie will eat it. And that basically concludes my current what I eat in a day. Hope you guys have enjoyed following along, and there's some recipes in there that you can recreate at home. And I'll see you guys in the next video.